Assalamu alaikum friends, and welcome to my Madina book 3 series. Today I will be completing lesson number 8. Before I start with the conversation in this lesson, let me tell you that this lesson is designed to make you understand about the nouns that are marifa. Up till now you might have learned about the marifa nouns. How do you recognize them? By seeing an lam tarif added to a noun, and that noun carries a single haraka at the end. So this is the first thing that you recognize in a marifa noun. But there are nouns which don't have al, but still they are considered to be marifa. So we will learn different kind of marifa nouns in this lesson, and we have the marifa nouns in, as you know, in the category of ism. We know that the whole grammar have three category: ism, fail and harf. So in ism you will find all the damirs, ismul ishara, ismul mausul, the nouns, the names of the plants, the names of the objects and everything. And now you will see that all these nouns that fall under the category of ism can be marifa. So let's get started with the conversation. This is a conversation between a buyer and a shopkeeper, and it's a very easy conversation. So let's start with the conversation here. Al mushtari aladayka aqlamun. So what do you understand by mushtari? Mushtari means it is the buyer, and it is derived from the verb ishtara. Ishtara means to buy, and this fail has a ya, the alif maksura at the end, and mushtari means the buyer, the one who buys. So he asked, Alladayka. Laday comes from the verb lada, means to have. Lada. And this also has an alif maksura at the end. Aqlamun is plural of qalm, so you know this. Do you have pens? Sahibul mahal. So this is one of the word that is marifa here, and this is a type of marifa that is the nouns that come in idafa. Sahibul mahalli. So this means shopkeeper. And when you see sahib, so this noun is considered to be marifa even though you don't see a lam tarif before it, but it is attached to a marifa noun, and these two are making an idafa in itself. So you will also learn that there are two types of idafa. So this one that you came across right now is a marifa idafa. So how do you know it's a marifa idafa? Because you see a lam tarif in the second noun. So in between you can see a lam tarif between the two nouns, I can say in a very easy way to make you understand. So sahib, as you can see, has a single dhamma here. So when it gets attached to a marifa noun al mahal, it has become marifa in itself. So sahib, the noun, has become marifa. If a noun is attached to a marifa noun, it becomes marifa. So this is the simple rule in idafa when you see two nouns coming in idafa. So he says, the shopkeeper says, Naam, ladaina aqlamun. We have. Ladaina, we have aqlamu hibrin. So this is also an idafa. But what is the difference between the two idafas? This is the second idafa, aqlamu hibrin, and this is the first idafa. And what can you see the difference between the two? The difference between the two is the presence of lam tarif here and the absence of lam tarif here. So the idafa which has a lam tarif in between, like this one, is a marifa idafa, and an idafa where you don't find lam tarif in between is a nakira idafa. In both the cases, the first noun is always marifa. Here, first noun is always marifa because it is an idafa construction, even though you don't find lam tarif, even though this one is a nakira idafa, but this aqlam is become marifa, known. Aqlamu hibrin means I have pens. Hibr is ink. So he has ink pen. And aqlamun, so this is a tanween, so don't get confused that this is also an idafa. As you know, the first noun don't have a tanween in idafa, so this is one of the recognition point. And aqlamun jaffa, and he says that I have pens, ink pens, and pens that are jaffa. Jaffa word comes from meaning dry, so here it means ballpoint pen. Ballpoint pen, it's a dry pen. Ballpoint pen. So the mushtari buyer tells أعطيني ذاك. So the buyer says أعطيني comes from أعطى. So this verb is also having an alif makhsura. So up till now we came across three verbs which has alif makhsura at the end, and this is attached with a ya mutakallim at the end. أعطيني means give me. ذاك means that. يشير إلى قلم. يشير comes from the verb ashara. Ashara, to point out. إلى قلم, so he is pointing out to a pen on the shelf behind the shopkeeper or somewhere on the shelf. So the shopkeeper asks هذا, so he is like confirming this one. So Mushtari says the buyer, La alladhi fawqahu. So this is also a kind of idafa here. And what kind of idafa is this? This is an idafa with zarf and a damir. So this is the damir and this is the zarf. So it is also an idafa. So now the shopkeeper again confirms هذا. So the buyer says, Naam. وأعطيني قلم رصاص. رصاص is actually the name of the color gray, and here it means lead pencil. Lead pencil, sorry, lead pencil. And then the shopkeeper says هذا قلم رصاص. So he got the pencil and he says this is the lead pencil. And now the buyers, he asks for one more thing. He says, أعطيني دفترا. So in this lesson, you will see that there is, in this sentence, it's a jumla fa'liya, total jumla fa'liya. It's in this sentence, it's a fail. Then we have a file in it, and the file is damir mutakallim. And then we have maf'ulun bihi. If you go along with the formula of a jumla failure, you will see you have a file and a fail in this word, and then we have a maf'ul bihi, and there is a fatha showing the clear fatha there, showing it's a maf'ul bihi. And if you see this word a'tini, this word in itself is a jumla failure. If you see in this word, you have a fail, أعطى. أعطى is the fail. And we have damir mustatir in it. Damir mustatir, a hidden damir in it. And then you have the ya mutakallim damir in the place of maf'ulun bihi. So we have fail plus file and a maf'ul bihi. So this is in itself is a full jumla fa'liya. So both ways it is a full jumla fa'liya. الدفاتر أنواع مختلفة. So the shopkeeper says الدفاتر, and dafatir is plural of daftar, means notebooks. أنواع, types. مختلف, it's different. So ayya now in ayya is a questioning tool. It can change its haraka. As you know, all the questioning tools are mabni, but this is one of the questioning tool where it can change its haraka from dhamma to fatha to kasra, and this makes an idafa in itself. Whenever it comes with a noun, it makes an idafa. So this is in mudaf and this is mudaf ilay. Ayya now in which type? Turid. Turidu means which type do you want, and turidu comes from arada. verb. And then the buyer says uridu, I want daftaran. So you can see this is also a jumla failure. Uridu, we have fail arada, and in this fail we have damir mustatir file, and then we have a mafulun bi. So this is also a jumla failure. The warqin. Now this is another idafa, and this is with asma'ul khams, one of the asma'ul khams, where it is conjugated, where it changes its position, shows its position not by the harakas but by the letters. So in marfu it shows with a waw, in mansub it shows with an alif, and in majroor it shows with a ya. So it can be dhu, it can be the, it can be the. This in here it is in mansub. The waraqin. So the waraqin means has pages. Waraq, pages. Musattarin. Musattarin, lined or ruled. Ala ghilafihi, on its cover. So this damir is referring to the daftar, notebook, and this is a male noun, and that's why the this one is a male referring to daftar, and this damir is referring to the notebook daftar. Its ghilaf, its cover is should be kharitatu kharitatul alami al islami. So this, the cover should be kharita, map of so this is also an idafa, map of world, or you can say in another way, world map. And which type of world map it is? Islami. So this is a nisba. Nisba means showing the relation, showing the nationality. So it is Islami, means Islamic world map. In English, you can translate as Islamic world map. So how do you know that this word is a nisba? By seeing the shadda at the end and a ya at the end. So for male nisba noun, you will see a ya at the end with a shadda. And in case of a female nisba noun, for the same word I will take for a female, is al is la miya. So there will be a ta marbuta, but there will be a ya at the end with a shadda. Islamiyya, this is for feminine, and Islami, this is for the male nisba noun. So telling you that it is a nisba, and nisba is actually, it looks like a sifa, and both may seem like a mirror image following the same haraka, following the same structure. For example, you will see a lamat tarif in both the cases, the same haraka, the same gender, the same number, but the only thing is the structure. So more or less the nisba follows all the points, all the rules of a sifa, but the structure differs. From the shadda and the ya, you will differentiate between a sifa and a nisba. Sahib al-Mahal says, Aturidu shay'an akhar? Akhar means another things or other things. Shay'an, things. Turidu coming from arada, do you want any other thing? So Mushtari says, La, no, negative. Sahib al-Mahal says, or he calls, Yunadi ibnahi. Yunadi comes from nada. Nada means to call. So this is a present tense, Yunadi. And ibnahu is his son. He called his son Ya Waladu. So you can see this is a nakira noun walad, but it has come with a harf particle, calling particle nida. So this is also a way of making a nakira noun into marifa by adding a calling particle to it. So this is also one of the way you can make a nakira into marifa, ya waladu. Da hazihil ashya'a, put. Da means put. It's a command, as you can see the sukoon coming from the verb wada'a. Wada'a. So hazihil ashya'a Fi kisen. So you can see this is nakira. Keys means packet. So let's see the next part of the conversation. So the shopkeeper says, Yunadi ibnahu ya waladu, da hazihil ashya fi kisen. Put all these things in the packet. Lil mushtari. For whom he is saying? For the buyer. Atilmizu ant. So he again turns to the buyer and he says, ask. He interrogates him. Atilmizu anta means, are you a student? So the buyer says, Naam, I am a student. So now the shopkeeper asked more questions about him. He says, Masmuk, what is your name? So the buyer says, Ismi Malikun. So his name is Malik. Sahib al-Mahal, the shopkeeper says, Fi ayyi madrasatin tadrusu. So in this sentence, you will see a slight thing. Fi ayyi. As I said, this is a questioning tool. It may change haraka. So due to this harf jar, what is happening? It is changing its haraka to kasra. And whenever this questioning tool comes, it comes in an idafa structure. So this is mudaf and this is mudaf ilay. Ayyi madrasatin tadrusu. And this comes from darasa. So you should know the triliteral words from which they are coming, the present tense. Yusallimu lahu al-waladu. Now, in this lesson, you will also learn about this verb. It has three meanings. So, yusallimu, another synonym I can give is a'ta, to give. A'ta lahu al-waladu. This is for the buyer, Malik. Al-waladu, the son of the shopkeeper, gave him all the things. Ashya'a is plural. Fi kisen. Wa yadfa'u malikun. Yadfa, dafa'a. And what do you mean by dafa'a? To pay. So, dafa'a or yadfa'u malikun qimataha. Qima, the price of it. The price of it. What? The things. And why is it this single feminine damir? This is referring to the ghair aqil plural. That's why the damir ha for the feminine singular is taken. And as you know the rule, I will repeat, whenever you come across a plural of a ghair aqil, it is treated as feminine singular in sifa, in damir, and in ism ishara. Three things. وَيَخْرُجُ, coming from kharaja, sahib al-mahal. And who exited? The buyer. Now the shopkeeper says, Ya Malik, he calls. Ya Maliku. So how do I know that he is calling? By seeing the harf nida, calling particle. It is also called the calling particle. Nida means to call. Ya Maliku, ta'al, he is calling him, come. Hazi lawhatun, this is a kind of wall hanging or tablet, you can say. Tablet or wall hanging, something you decorate in your house. Jamilatun, it's beautiful. Tahwi, holds, it holds. Tahwi, and since it is a feminine noun, that's why lawha is a feminine noun, that's why it is tahwi, for the feminine singular. Tahwi, holds. Ayatun, tahwi ayatan, wa ahadith. These are all. Ayat is a plural for ayah. This is plural. And this is plural for hadith. It is ahadith. Hiya hadiyatun. And it's a gift for you. Luck. Malik says, Shukran. Yaqra, he reads. Ma indakum yanfadu wa ma indallahi baqin. So when you see the structure of an Arabic sentence, be very specific and slow in reading. You will understand the meaning. Ma. So this ma is mausula. It may come, there are four types of ma. There are many ma's, but four main types of ma is the negative ma, the questioning ma, then comes the tajubiya, ma at-tajubiya, and this is ma mausula, coming with the meaning of what? عندكم. So as I said, عند is a zarf, and here the damir falls under the position of mudaf ilay. So whenever there is a zarf, you will see an idafa. So this is an idafa. Ma indakum, whatever that is that you have. Yanfadu. Yanfadu gets exhausted or ends exhausted or runs out. Exhausted. Yanfadu. Wama, and from wow at starts a new sentence. Ma indallahi. Now this is also an idafa, making with a zarf, mudaf and mudaf ilahi. And whatever is with Allah, baqin, remains. And this baqin is ismanqus. So this ismanqus, how do you know it is ismanqus? By seeing the kasratain. Now, I will repeat the rules of isman qus. Isman qus, when it has lamat tarif, added with lamat tarif, al-baqi, sorry. When it comes with lamat tarif, it's coming with a ya, al-baqi. You will see a clear ya, al-baqi. The moment you cancel the alif lam tarif, it becomes nakira, and when it becomes nakira, the ya gets deleted. This is the rule of ism manqus, and the representative, the kasratain, remains there. It shows that the ya has been deleted. So now it becomes baqin. Seeing the kasratain, you will know that it is ism manqus. So this is from An-Nahl. Now let's see the next ayah written in the Lah is Al-Muslimu man salima al-Muslimun. So Al-Muslimu, who is a Muslim? So this is the explanation. Man. Now this man is also is mausul. Now man coming from it is also is mausul, the one who. Now here the meaning is the one who. Salima. Salima means to protect, to be safe, to make it safe. So who is a Muslim? The one who salima al-Muslimun, Muslims, the mu'mins, Muslims, the one who protects, the one who safeguard Muslims. By what? Min, by what? From lisanihi, his tongue. And from tongue, what do you mean by tongue? By bad words, by, backbiting or saying bad things about him or her. Wayadihi, and by his hand. His hand means any physical harm. Rawah ash-shaykhan. And now this is the end of the lesson. I hope it is very clear. I have explained all the grammatical rules. Inshallah, this lesson is very easy. Now let's go to the tamarin or the exercises. It's very easy, inshallah. So the first question, as usual, it's question related to the lesson. Let's see. Ma ashya'a allati ishtaraha Malik. Means what are the things that Malik bought? So let's see the answer. So the answer for the first question is Maza Ashya Allati Ishtaraha Al Malik. So what did he buy? He bought here. So your answer should start from Ashya'u Allati Ishtaraha Malikun Hiya Qalamun wa Daftarun. Aina yadrusu Malik. So your answer starts Yadrusu Malikun fi madrasati Umar Sanawiyati. Maza hawati lawhatu means whatever what is contained in, what was it in the tablet or the wall hanging. Your answer starts from hawati lawhatu ayatun wa ahadith. So this is the answer for the question and answers. The second one here, al-ism imma ma'arifatun wa imma nakiratun. So here they are going to explain about the noun which is marifa, either. Imma means either. Either marifa, known, marifa coming from the verb arafa. Arafa to know, and marifatun means something known. Wa imma either nakira. Nakira means not known, not specific. So a noun can be a marifa or a nakira. So this is the definition of marifa noun, marifa ism. It's a definition. Ma dalla, ma refers or shows. You can also say shows. Ma dalla ala muayyin means that which is specific. Muayyin, clear, clarified or specific. Ka is, this is a harf jar, and this means like. So it is used basically for comparison. Likewise, ka Muhammadin, like what is a marifa noun? Up till now, you know all the names in Arabic are marifa. So it's like ka Muhammadin wa anta, this is from the damirs. Wa hadha ismal ishara, as I said in the starting of the lesson, that all the damirs, ism al-ishara, ism mawsool and all, everything are marifa. Wa kitab al-mudarris, so this is an idafa here, kitab al-mudarris. So any noun attached in an idafa, two nouns coming together in an idafa construction, they are marifa. So this is a marifa idafa. How do you know? The presence of lam at-tarif. Wal jami'atu. Now this is a noun, random noun with the attachment of lam at-tarif. So this is making of a noun into marifa by attaching it with lam at-tarif. So there are different kind of marifa nouns. What do you see here? There are different kind of marifa noun. The one as alam, ism, nouns, the name, proper names, damirs, ism al-ishara, idafas, in the marifa idafas, and the nouns attached with lam at-tarif. So this was the way that we knew to make a noun into marifa. Now coming to nakira, an-nakira. So this is also a definition for the nakira nouns. Ma dalla shows refa ala غير معين, not specific. Ka, like rajulin. Actually, this is printing mistake here. It should be rajulin. So this is a harf jar, that's why the lam is having a kasratain. Ka rajulin. Wherever you see a tanween, you know that this noun is a nakira. Wa kitabin. So this is a matuf following the same harakas. Wa jami'atin. So these type of nouns with tanween showing you they are random nouns and they are singular nouns. They are nakira. Aqsam al-marifa. Now here you will know what is aqsam al-marifa, means types of marifa or categories of marifa. So how many categories of marifa are there? There are 7 categories. Al-ma'arifu sab'atu aqsamin. Here you can see the number rules. Sab'atu from in between 3 to 10. So it is following the rule of from 3 to 10. That means idafa. So this is mudaf and this is mudaf ilahi, and the counted nouns is here ma'dud. Aqsam is always in plural form. So here now let's see the 7 categories of the marifa noun. Let's see what are they. So the first one here we are talking about the damir. So the damir means ana. These are all separate pronouns. Anta, huwa. Now ta min katabat. Katabat is the verb and ta is the tatanis. This is actually not a damir, but it is a sign of femininity that comes with a verb, attached with a verb, just to tell you that this verb is being used for a feminine, but it's not a damir. So this ta actually is the sign, but the main damir that is hidden in this verb is hiya, and it's damir mustatir. Al-waw min yaktubun. This is a plural form of present tense for male plural, where the waw shows you how many people are doing the action. So this is the damir for male plural, and its name is waw al jama. Waw al jama, showing the plurality for the male plurals in present tense. Now, the second one is alam. Alam means the names. All the proper names in Arabic, they are all marifa. For example, Ahmad, Al-Hind, Makkah. Ism al-ishara, you know all the ism al-ishara, as I said, they're all marifa, hadha, dhalika, hadihi, tilka, hawla. Ism mawsool, all the ism mawsool, alladhi, alladhina, allati, allati, wama, disma mawsoola, and man. Al-mawsoolatayn means this is dual actually for both of them. Ma and man are ism mawsoolatayn. So these are four kinds. Now let's see more of them. We have, let's see, number fifth. The fifth one is muhalli. Now, what do you understand by muhalli? Means the words, the nouns which are attached with lam at-tarif. Al-kitab, ar-rajul, the moment you see lam at-tarif, you know the noun is marifat. So this is another point of recognition. Now, sixth one is al-mudaf ila marifa. Mudaf means for you to understand an idafa structure, I will repeat that there are always two nouns involved in an idafa. The first noun is called mudaf, the second noun is called mudaf ilayh. That's why it is saying mudaf ila. Mudaf is attached to a marifa, meaning attached to a marifa noun. For example, here I will give you an easy example. For example, kitabu. Now, this is the first noun, kitabu. Al-mudarrisi. And in this idafa, what do you see? There are two nouns, the first noun, the second noun. What other things do you see in this idafa? The first noun doesn't have an al. The second noun has an al. So this is a marifa noun. The moment kitab, which does not have an al, is attached to a marifa noun, this kitab has also become a marifa. And altogether, this is a marifa idafa. How do you recognize it's a marifa idafa? The presence of lam at-tarif in between the two nouns. So that is the point of recognition here. And even though you see no al here, you will see only one haraka on the last letter of the mudaf, and that's why the mudaf has one haraka, because you know that marifa nouns always carry one haraka, not the tanween. That's why you will see only one haraka on the last letter of the mudaf. So here they have given different types of idafa. You know there is a marifa idafa, there is a nakira idafa, there is an idafa with two nouns, there is an idafa with noun and a damir. It also makes an idafa. So there is a noun with the proper nouns, and there is a there is an idafa with proper nouns, and there is an idafa with ismal ishara. So these are all marifa idafa. Why is this marifa? Because the damir, when the kitab is attached with damir, becomes marifa. The kitab is marifa here. Why? Because Hamid is a proper noun, and you cannot write kitabu al-Hamid. You don't have to write it with lam at-tarif here, because Hamid is already a proper noun, marifa. Kitabu hadha, here kitab has become marifa. Why? Because it is attached to ismal ishara, and ismal ishara itself is a proper, marifa. Then وَكِتَابُ الَّذِي خَرَجَ مِنَ الْفَصْلِ قَبْلَ قَلِيلٍ. Now this is an example. كِتَابُ الَّذِي. So this is also an idafa and it is marifa. Why? Because it is attached with ism al-ishara alladhi. This is already a marifa. So this is also a marifa idafa. Kharaja min al-fasli. So here you can see an example of lam at-tarif proper noun, no marifa noun. Qabla qalilin. This is also an idafa with zarf. Qabla qalilin. And qalilin, knowing this is a tanween, it is a nakira. Idafa. Wa kitabul mudarrisin. So this is a marifa idafa. I gave the example here, the same example here. So now let's see the another type of idafa, which is a nakira idafa. Now imma, either a mudaf is attached ila nakira, a nakira noun. When it is attached to a nakira noun, فَنَكِرَةٌ misl. So it is a nakira. So as I told, there are two types of idafa. One is marifa, the other is nakira. And how do you recognize? So this kitab is attached to a nakira noun. You don't find lamat tarif in between. So this is the recognition point. The mudaf ilahi will show with a tanween kasratan. So there are two things you need to know in nakira idafa. There won't be any lamat tarif and there will be a tanween in the mudaf ilahi. Wa baytu mudarrisin. Here the kitab of talib, both of them are not known, are not specific. You don't know whose book or who is the student. Baytu mudarrisin, any house can be of any other teacher. So both are not specific here. The seventh and the last one is nakiratu al-maqsudu, means now it is this nakira noun is now specified bin nida, means now the nakira noun is made into marifa with what? With the calling particle harf nida. How it is made? By adding a calling particle to the rajul, and rajul is a random noun, it's nakira. The moment it is attached with harf nida, it will carry a single haraka. So these are the main points that I'm letting you know, because maybe it may you may make mistakes further, because the moment it gets attached it becomes marifa, and the sign of marifa, it carries a single haraka. Ya rajulu. So by saying ya rajulu means you are calling to a particular person. Ya shaykhu. So the shaykh means in English you can say Mr. But you may call any person, or you may be calling a person but you don't know his name. Ya shaykhu. Ida nadaitu rajulan. When. Now, either means when. It is also a zarf particle. Nadaitu. When I called any man. Rajulan, shaykhan, muayyanan. Means I know that person, but I'm calling him Rajulan. Ya Rajul, Ya Shaykh. They are muayyan. The moment you attach the harf nida, it becomes specific. So that's how you make a nakira noun into a known marifa noun. Now let's see the remaining part of the questions here. Okay, there are more explanations. Amma an-nakiratu ghayr maqsood bin nida. Now, a nakira noun is not specific. Ghayr maqsood, not specific. A nakira noun. So they are not specific. For example, it is nakira. Here it's nakira. How it is nakira? It is attached with harf nida, but still it is nakira. Why? Because if you see this sentence, Al-Ama says, Al-Ama, the blind man. So, for example, if you just visualize in your mind a blind man standing in a crowd in between somewhere in a road or street, calling out to anyone. He can't see anyone, so he's calling out to any random man beside him, calling Ya Rajulan Khuz biyadi, means hold my hand or help him out to cross the road or the street. So here the Rajul is not specific. He might be calling to anyone around him. Ya Rajulan, and by seeing the fatha. And why there is a fatha here? Because here it's the rule fathatain, but it's a rule to show that the noun is a nakira. Before you saw in the example ya rajulu, it was ya rajulu, single dhamma. So these are the difference. The noun is nakira, still nakira with harf particle, calling particle harf nida. The marifatu la tatagayyaru haluha. The marifa noun does not change. La tataghayyur means does not change haluha position, its position with the harf nida. For example, nah means example, ya khalidu. Does not change its position means it will be in marfu case. So a marifa will remain in marfu case with a calling particle harf nida. Ya hadha. So this is marifa, it remains marifa. Whereas with the harf particle, calling particle harf nida, when it was rajulan, it's not specific, it remains nakira. الآن حل هذه التمارين. حل means to now الآن حل هذه التمارين. In this there are questions and now you have to give answers from the lesson itself. هاتي ثلاثة أمثلة للنكرة. You need to give 3 examples of ism, those which are nakira. So let's get the answers. Let's see the next one. هاتي ثلاثة أمثلة للنكرة. كتاب, كيس, وقلم. So there is a spelling mistake here. قلم. So these are all nakira. هاتي ثلاثة أمثلة لكل قسم. So what this is a question, you have to go back to the 7 categories of marifa noun and you need to copy all the 7 categories and give 3 examples for each category. ثلاثة أمثلة لكل قسم من أقسام المعرفة. So you can copy the answers from the lesson itself. استخرج من الدرس ما فيه من النكرات. So there are many nakirat in this lesson. So I have given few. أقلام, رصاص, لوحة. Number 4, استخرج means to take out from the lesson. من الدرس ما فيه من المعارف means whatever that is a marifa noun from this lesson. You need to take out all the marifa nouns. واذكر and mention noun, its type. كل واحدة, for all those marifa nouns that you have taken out from the lessons, you need to give the type. منها. So this I will inshallah do it in my whiteboard. So here is the table and I have done a few of them. So the marifa nouns from the lesson is al-mushtari. The type is, it is muhalli. Muhalli means attached with lam at-tarif. Sahibul mahalli, this is an idafa, and what type? It is marifa idafa. Zaka, it is ism al-ishara. Hadha, ism al-ishara. Ya walad, it is nakira, but it is made marifa with the harf nida. Anta, it's a damir. Malik, it's a proper noun. Alam. Umar, it's an alam. هذه and hiya, it's ism al-ishara and damir. Muslim, al-muslimun, it's muhalli bi-al. So this is how you're going to give the types of the marifa noun. So let's now go back to the question number 5. Question number 5, warada fid darsi means you need to read from the lesson these 2 words. Ya waladu, ya maliku. Ayyuhuma means which one of these 2. Iktasabat means joined. At-ta'rif bin nida means which one of these 2 nouns, ya waladu and ya maliku, which one has been made marifa with the joining of harf nida. So it's simple. Ya waladu, Yeah, if you see the name Walad, Walad is a noun actually, and it has been made marifa by attaching harf nida. Whereas comparing the other one, Ya Malik, Malik is a name and it's a proper noun and it's attached with harf nida. Originally, this is a proper noun in itself. It's marifa from before. Number 6, اقرأ الحديث الآتي وعين clarify ما فيه من النكرات والمعرفات. So you need to clarify both of them, the nakira nouns and the marifa nouns, and mention واذكر, mention نوع means its type, كل معرفة. So whatever marifa noun you come across in this hadith, you have to tell the type also. So let's read and see where is the marifa and the nakira noun. So I'll mark with the green for marifa and red for the nakira. So Anas is marifa. Why? It is a proper noun. And Malik is also a proper noun. Then Rajul is nakira. So let's mark first the proper nouns and then the nakira nouns. Sa'ala an-nabi joined with lam at-tarif. Mata as-sa'a joined with lam at-tarif. Ya Rasul. So this is already a marifa and I will discuss this. Why is it marifa? Qala ma a'datta. So the damir is marifa. Laha, the damir is marifa. Ma'adattu. Okay, this damir is marifa. Ha is marifa. Min kathirin salatin wala saum wala sadaqatin walakinnani. So this is a damir. It is marifa. Uhibbullah. So this lafzul jalala marifa. Wa rasulahu. So this is marifa. Anta ma'a man ahabta. So this is also a marifa. Now let's mark the nakira ones. So nakira is actually ibn is also marifa. I should have marked it with a green. And why is it marifa? I'll discuss this later. So let's mark. Rajulan is nakira. Then mata as-sa'atu ya Rasul. Then adattu laha ma'adat laha kathirin. Salatin, saum, wala saum. This is nakira. Or this is nakira. You can see the clear tanween here. And then anta ma'a man ahabta. Now, these are all nakira. Now coming to why they are marifa and what are the types. So let's see. Anas is a proper noun. Ibn or bin. If you know the rule of the noun ibn, whenever it comes in an idafa, the hamza is deleted. So it becomes ba with sukoon and noon with kasra. Anas ibn Malikin. So ibn is also marifa. Why? Because it is in idafa. And this idafa is made with proper noun. So ibn has also become marifa because it is joined with proper noun Malik. Then Rajulan, as you can see, the tanween, it's nakira. An-nabi joined with the lam at-tarif. Then as-sa'a joined with lam at-tarif. Ya Rasul. So coming to the word Rasul is marifa for two reasons. Why? This Rasul is attached with ya harf nida, and that's why this Rasul has become marifa. The second reason, it is already in an idafa construction attached with marifa, lafzul jalala noun. So this Rasul is become marifa. So this is marifa Rasul and lafzul jalala is also marifa. As you know, the damir ta and ha is damir, it's marifa. Then here it's also a damir marifa and kathirin salatin. So you can see the tanween, it's all nakira. Damir here is marifa. Now coming to lafzul jalala, there is always a lam at-tarif attached in lafzul jalala. It is always marifa. Then rasulahu. This noun is already an idafa with a damir. So anything which comes in idafa is marifa. Attached with a damir, damir is a marifa, and any noun attached with a marifa becomes marifa itself. Anta ma'a man ahbabta. This is a damir. So these are all the marifa nouns. Now let's go on to the question number 7. How will means change. Kullu nakira, all these nakira nouns, you have to change to marifa. And how you're going to change to marifa, they have given here the examples. مما يأتي إلى معرفة بطريقة المذكورة, with the way it is mentioned here أمامها, in front of it. بالإضافة, you need to make this noun into marifa by making it into an idafa construction, this one by adding lamat tarif, and this one by making it adding the calling particle harf nida. Let's make it. So sayyaratu, let's make a simple idafa mudarrisi so that you can understand well. And rasul, you need to make it into marifa, adding simply al before it. Then ustaz, simply adding ya harf nida before it. And now it's marifa by a single dhamma. This is also a recognition point that it has become a marifa. So now these are the answers. Let's go on to the next question. So the question is istakhraj min ad-dars misalain, means you need to take out the examples of mudaf ila marifa. Those mudaf idafa construction which is marifa, and those examples of idafa construction which is nakira. So I have given the answers here. Sahibul mahalli, this is marifa idafa, as you can see the presence of lamat tarif. Another one I have given you example, Kitabu Khalilin. And this is a marifa idafa, but this is with the proper name. And Dafturuhu, this one is added with the damirhu, so it is an idafa actually. And it is marifa idafa. Now coming to the nakira idafa, qalmu rasasin. How do you know it's nakira? By seeing the tanween and the absence of lam at-tarif. Waraqu daftarin. There should be a tanween here. It's a typing mistake here. Waraqu daftarin. Baytu mudarrisin. These are all type of nakira idafa. Let's go on and see the next question. Thalathata amthilatin. Now you need to take out 3 examples. لِإِسْمٌ فَاعِلْ مُشْتَقِّ من الفعل الثلاثي المجرد. So you need to take 3 examples of ismun fa'il derived from the triliteral verb. Let's see that. So the 3 examples for ismun fa'il, as you know, is made from the 3-letter past tense verb. So there are a lot of examples from this lesson also, but you can give other examples from the Arabic vocabulary. So there can be a khalaqa, can be made to khaliq, the one who creates. And in this lesson you will find malik, and from malik comes from malik. Malik means to rule, and from this comes malik, means the one who rules. And another example is a very easy example, fa'ala. From fa'ala comes fa'il, the one who does. So easy example to understand, the one who does. So it's the same word coming from fa'ala, to do, and fa'il means the one who does. Now coming to the third one, mithalan linasb. Nasb means to give, to show the relation, or to give, or to show the nationality. So it's the nisba. So the only word we came across in the lesson was al-islami. So islami with a ya at the end and a shadda. So this is the nisba. The fourth question, يجرى التمرينان الشفويان آتيان. So let's see this question and understand first what is this question. This is actually an exercise between the students. So a group of students, these are conducting some vocal exercises, saying Arabic sentences. A group of students will say the sentence أعطيني قلمك to another group of students. So they may say أعطيني قلمك or كتابك or دفترك. So the other group will say to all the students or their friends, showing mushiran by pointing out ila zamil to his friends that أعطيه كتابك or دفترك مبراتك. So this is actually conversation between the students. It is vocal exercise. So let's leave this and we will move on to the next question. تعلم أفعال الآتية. Now you should know about these verbs coming in the lesson. Nada. Nada is a past tense verb, means he called. Yunadi is a present tense, means he calls or he is calling. Nadi is the the command verb, where you can see a slight difference here. What is the difference? Nadi, the harf mudare has been cancelled in the command and the weak letter has been dropped, and the representative kasra has been left behind to tell you that a weak letter has been dropped, and that is the ya. So nadi, the structure of the command, we get the structure of the command by deleting the harf mudare and the weak letter. Dafa, to pay, and it can also mean to push. He pushed, but you can also use for to pay. Yadfa'u. And what is the command? Idfa. Idfa, with a sukoon on the ain. So how do you get idfa? Here, how do you make a command? So it's a small rule here. Need to cancel the harf mudari. The dal and the fa left. The last letter should have a sukoon in the command. And adding hamzatul wasl. Id, and the dal is there, fa and the ain with sukoon. That's how we get the command. Idfa. Nafida. Yanfadu. Nafida means to get exhausted, to run out. Yanfadu. تقول نفضت نسخ هذا الكتاب. نسخ means the copy of this book. Nafidat means it is ran out or it has ended, finished. Fil maktabati, in the library. The copy of this book has been is already sold out or finished, no more left in the library. So these are the verbs used here in this lesson. Now coming to this verb sallama. Sallama may mean, there is two meanings. First of all, with the meaning of to give. As I said, a'ta, with a alif maqsura at the end. Sallama ashya'a lahu ayyi a'tahu iyahu, means ayyi means it has the meaning of means here. Sallama ashya'a lahu means he gave the things to him, for him. It means أعطاه إياه, whatever he wants to give to him, he gave it. تقول سلمت الدفتر للمدرس. So this means سلمت, I gave الدفتر, notebook, to the teacher. يسلم. So sallama, present tense is يسلم. Another meaning here for sallama is to give salam. أما either سلم عليه فمعناه, and its meaning is قال له السلام عليك, means another meaning is to give salam, to give Islamic greetings. وقد عرفت هذا من قبل. So you know this from before, that sallama to give salam, to greet. But here you came to know a new meaning of salama is to give. And then coming to another verb, salima. This has another meaning. Salima yaslamu. The present tense is yaslamu with fatha on the lam. So this means to protect, or to safeguard, to safeguard. Inqalabat, to turn over. So this also has two meanings, turn over and to change. So here the meaning is to turn over. Inqalabat sayyaratahu means maybe there was an accident with the car and the car turned over many number of times. Walakinnahu, but he is salima, he is safe. So this is the meaning of the verbs coming in the lesson. Let's move on. We have another question here. Hati Jamal Asma al Atiya. You have to give the plural of all these nouns. So what are the plurals? Keys. For the keys, it's akyasun. So akyasun with a tanween. Lawha is lawhatun. So what kind of plural is this? It's jama muannas. Kharita. So what will be the plural of this? Kharita. Kharaitu. So there are different types of plural. Kharaitu. Kharaitu, and this is mamnu min as-sarf, it's single dhamma. Ghilaf. So what will be the plural? Ghulufun. So ghulufun, this has a tanween. Lisan, al-sina with a ta marbuta. So this is another kind of structure here in plural. So these are al-sina, ghuluf, and khara'id. These are all broken taksi, means broken plurals. Yad, it has two yad, aidi. And now ma did fawq. Did means opposite of the word fawqa. So what is the opposite of fawqa? It's tahat, under. So these are all the answers of the tamarin, and I think this is the end of the lesson. And alhamdulillah, this